Captured in stardust. The silver dust of planet Proxima B4 swirled around Aya Nakamura's boots as she collected samples from the crystalline vegetation that sparkled under the twin suns overhead. She tucked a strand of dark hair behind her ear, adjusting her oxygen mask slightly to wipe away the perspiration on her brow. "Base camp, this is Nakamura." She spoke into her communication device. "I've found something unusual in Sector 7. The flora here seems to be exhibiting signs of sentience, responding to touch and sound over." Static crackled through the device before a voice responded. "Copy that, Nakamura. Proceed with caution and document everything. Remember, we're the first humans to set foot on this part of the planet." Aya smiled to herself as she carefully extracted a glowing blue tendril from a pulsating plant. "That's why I joined the Galactic Research Division," she muttered to herself. "To discover things no human has ever seen before." The ground beneath her trembled. Slightly, Aya looked up, scanning the horizon. Her scientific curiosity quickly turned to apprehension as she noticed the strange atmospheric disturbance forming nearby. A swirl of purple light twisted through the air, growing larger and more intense with each passing second. "Base camp," she called urgently. "I'm observing some kind of localized atmospheric phenomenon requesting immediate extraction." Only silence answered her. "Base camp, do you copy?" Aya tried again, backing away slowly from the growing vortex. The purple light expanded, suddenly enveloping her before she could turn to run. The air around her vibrated with energy that made her skin tingle and her vision blur. When the light dissipated, Aya found herself in a vast chamber with walls that appeared to be made of some kind of iridescent metal that shifted colors with each movement. "Welcome, Destined One," a voice echoed through the chamber. Aya spun around to find herself facing a tall, humanoid figure. The being had skin the color of deep purple twilight with intricate silver patterns tracing down its arms. Its eyes were completely black, except for pinpoints of light that resembled distant stars. "Who are you?" Aya demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. "Where am I?" "I am Commander Rena of the Araxian Collective," the being replied, moving toward her with fluid grace. "You are in our sanctuary beneath the surface of what you call Proxima B4. We have been watching your kind for some time. Why have you brought me here?" Aya asked, backing away until she felt cold metal against her back. "My team will be looking for me." Commander Rena's expression remained impassive. "Your communications have been blocked. They believe you perished in a geological event. We regret the deception, but it was necessary." "Necessary for what?" Aya felt her heart pounding against her ribs. "For our survival." The commander approached closer, studying her with those starfield eyes. "The prophecy spoke of one who would come from beyond the void with the power to save our dying race. You bear the genetic markers we have sought for generations. You are the Destined One." Aya shook her head. "I'm not anyone's Destined One. I'm a xenobiologist from Earth. I demand you return me to my team immediately." A sound like soft laughter escaped the commander. "Your demands are irrelevant, Destined One. You will remain with us. You belong to the Araxian Collective now." "I don't belong to anyone," Aya said, through gritted teeth. "Commander." Rena moved with startling speed, suddenly standing directly before her. The being's face softened slightly. "Not yet, perhaps, but you will understand in time. For now, rest. Know that no harm will come to you here." As if on command, Aya felt a wave of exhaustion wash over her. The last thing she saw before darkness claimed her was Commander Rena's face, those star-filled eyes watching her with something that might have been hope. The Purple Sanctuary. Aya woke to the gentle sound of flowing water. She blinked several times, adjusting to the soft ambient light that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. The chamber she found herself in was spacious and, surprisingly, comfortable, with furnishings that appeared to be grown rather than built from the same iridescent material as the walls. "You're finally awake," a voice observed. Aya sat up quickly, spotting another Araxian standing near an archway. This one was slightly shorter than Commander Rena, with lighter purple skin and silver markings that formed different patterns. "I am Kai," he said with a slight bow. "Commander Rena's brother. I've been assigned as your guide." I don't need a guide, Aya replied. Sharply, I need to leave. Kai's expression remained serene. That isn't possible, Destined One. But perhaps understanding might make your stay more bearable. Would you like to see our sanctuary? Realizing she needed to gather information if she had any hope of escape, Aya nodded reluctantly. Fine, show me around and stop calling me Destined One. My name is Aya Nakamura. Kai led her through a series of interconnected chambers, each more beautiful than the last. The Araxian sanctuary was a vast, underground network of caverns transformed into a living city. Plants unlike any Aya had seen on the surface grew everywhere, providing food light and what appeared to be some form of energy that powered their technology. Our ancestors came to this planet 10,000 cycles ago, Kai explained as they walked. We once numbered in the millions, now fewer than 10,000 Araxians remain. What happened to your people? Aya asked, despite herself. Kai's star-filled eyes dimmed slightly. We are dying. The void sickness alters our genetic structure with each generation, making reproduction increasingly difficult. Children born now are weaker than their parents. Many do not survive to adulthood. They entered a large open space where dozens of Araxians moved about. Some turned to stare at Aya with expressions ranging from hope to suspicion. Aya noticed there were very few children. This is why you need me, isn't it? She said quietly. Something about human genetics. You are perceptive, Aya Nakamura. Commander Rena's voice came from behind them. The commander approached wearing what appeared to be ceremonial attire that highlighted the intricate patterns on her purple skin. Your species has something we lack: genetic adaptability. Our scientists discovered this when we first encountered humans 50 cycles ago. Aya frowned. You've encountered humans before? Why haven't we heard about you? The encounters were brief and carefully managed, Rena replied. We needed time to study, to understand, to confirm the prophecy. I don't believe in prophecies, Aya said, crossing her arms. I believe in science. A smile curved Rena's lips. As do we. The prophecy is simply ancient knowledge passed down. Our ancestors knew that eventually we would find a compatible species, one whose genetic structure could stabilize our own. The signs they left led us to your kind. Kai touched Aya's arm gently. Perhaps you would like to see the research for yourself. We have a human scientist who has been working with us. Another human. Aya felt a surge of hope. Who? His name is Dr. Chen. Rena said. He came to us voluntarily 5 cycles ago. When you are ready, you may speak with him. As they continued their tour, Aya carefully noted potential exit points, observing the patterns of the Araxians, studying their technology. She would play along for now, learn what she could, but she had no intention of remaining anyone's destined one. That night, alone in her chamber, Aya stared at the ceiling, watching as it shifted colors, mimicking what she assumed was the night sky above. She thought of her team, wondering if they truly believed she was dead. The thought filled her with sadness. A soft chime announced a visitor commander. Rena entered carrying what appeared to be food. You must maintain your strength, Rena said, placing the tray beside Aya. I sense your resistance, your planning. I would expect nothing less from one chosen to save us. I haven't agreed to save anyone, Aya replied. Rena's gaze was intense. Not yet. But in time you will understand the importance of your presence here. The bond between us has already begun forming, whether you acknowledge it or not. With that cryptic statement, Rena departed, leaving Aya to wonder what bond the commander could possibly mean, and why, despite everything, she felt drawn to the mysterious Araxian leader. Secrets of the Stars. The laboratory was unlike anything Aya had ever seen on Earth. A vast chamber filled with equipment that seemed to blend organic and technological elements seamlessly. Crystal formations pulsed with energy as data streams flowed across transparent screens. Scientists with varying shades of purple skin moved between workstations, their star-filled eyes focused intently on their research. And in the center of it all stood a human man, Dr. Chen, I presume. Aya called, out. The man turned, revealing an Asian face weathered by age but with eyes that sparkled with intelligence. Ah, the new arrival, he replied with a slight accent. I wondered when they would bring you to meet me. As Aya approached, she noticed something odd about Dr. Chen. His lab coat had been modified to accommodate what appeared to be small patches of purple on his hands. Small silver markings had begun to appear on his skin, reminiscent of Araxian patterns. What happened to you? She whispered. Dr. Chen smiled. Integration. The beginning stages of it anyway. Fascinating process, really, from a scientific perspective. You're turning into one of them. Not exactly. He gestured for her to follow him to a quieter corner of the lab. The Araxians aren't abducting humans for nefarious purposes, Aya. They're dying. The void sickness they speak of is a form of genetic degradation. Their DNA is becoming increasingly unstable with each generation. Dr. Chen pulled up holographic displays showing genetic sequences. Human DNA contains something remarkable. Adaptive sequences that can help stabilize their genetic code, but it requires a process they call bonding. Commander Rena mentioned a bond. Aya said uneasily. What exactly does that mean? It's not what you're thinking. Dr. Chen chuckled. Though there is an element of connection involved, the Araxians can form a symbiotic link with compatible humans, allowing for genetic exchange at a cellular level. It's entirely non-invasive, and quite remarkable from a scientific standpoint. And you volunteered for this? Aya asked incredulously. Dr. Chen's expression grew serious. I was dying cancer terminal stage. When the Araxians found me, I had months to live. The bonding process saved my life, even as I helped save their species. A fair exchange, don't you think? Before Aya could respond, the laboratory door slid open. Commander Rena entered her presence, immediately drawing attention from everyone in the room. Her gaze found Aya instantly. I see you've met our esteemed colleague, Rena said, approaching them. Has he explained the situation adequately? He's told me about the bonding process, Aya replied carefully, but not why you specifically targeted me. There must be thousands of humans who could help you. Why am I your destined one? Rena gestured to Dr. Chen, who nodded and brought up another display. This one showed Aya's genetic sequence alongside what appeared to be an Araxian genome. Your genetic structure is unique, Dr. Chen explained, a rare combination of markers that makes you exceptionally compatible with their species, specifically with Commander Rena's lineage. My family has maintained the purest genetic line, Rena added. We are direct descendants of the original settlers. A bonding with you would not only help me but create a template for helping my entire species. Aya felt overwhelmed. So I'm not just a captive, I'm a genetic goldmine. You are much more than that, Rena said, softly, her voice taking on a tone Aya hadn't heard before. The compatibility between us extends beyond mere genetics. I have felt it since you arrived. The resonance. Dr. Chen nodded. The Araxians experience a form of psychic resonance with their most compatible matches. It's quite beautiful, really. I haven't felt any resonance, Aya insisted, though. Something inside her whispered otherwise. Later that evening, as Aya sat in the sanctuary gardens, contemplating everything she had learned, she sensed someone approaching. Your thoughts are troubled, Commander Rena said, sitting beside her on the crystalline bench. Wouldn't yours be? Aya replied. I've been taken from my home, told I'm the salvation of an alien species, and now expected to form some kind of bond with you. I understand your reluctance, Rena said, but I believe you feel it too. The connection between us. Aya looked at Rena, studying her face, those star-filled eyes that somehow seemed to see into her soul. The commander was undeniably beautiful in an alien way. The silver patterns on her purple skin seemed to shimmer in the soft light. Even if I did, Aya said quietly, I can't just abandon my life, my work, my species. We are not asking you to. Rena's hand moved hesitantly before gently covering Aya's. A bond would connect us but not erase who you are. If anything, it would enhance both our existences. Let me show you. Rena's fingers intertwined with Aya's. A warm sensation spread up Aya's arm, followed by a sudden flash of emotion that wasn't her own. Hope, longing, determination, and something deeper. Something that made Aya's breath catch in her throat. When Rena finally pulled away, Aya was left speechless, wondering if the commander had been right all along. Perhaps there was something between them, something that transcended the circumstances of their meeting. Between two worlds. Alarms blared throughout the sanctuary, jolting Aya from sleep. She rushed to the entrance of her chamber, finding Kai waiting outside, his expression tense. "What's happening?" she asked. "Your people have come," he replied. "A rescue. Team has breached our outer defenses." Aya's heart leapt. "My crew, they're alive." They hurried through corridors now filled with rushing Araxians. Some carried weapons, others escorted children to safer areas. The command center was a flurry of activity, with holographic displays showing a small human vessel hovering near the sanctuary's hidden entrance. "Cooper and Sarah," Aya whispered, recognizing her crewmates on the screen. "They didn't give up on me." Commander Rena stood at the center of the room, her posture rigid. "They've brought weapons, Aya. They do not understand our intentions." "Because you kidnapped me," Aya countered. "What did you expect?" Rena turned to her, eyes intense. "Go to them, tell them the truth. If you still wish to leave, we will not stop you." "You'd let me go?" Aya asked, surprised. "The bonding cannot be forced," Rena replied, her voice softening. "It must be chosen freely. Otherwise it means nothing." A communications officer called out. "The humans are requesting to speak with Aya Nakamura. They threaten to use force if she is not released." "Open a channel," Rena commanded. Cooper's voice filled the room. "This is Lieutenant Cooper Matthews of Earth Vessel Aurora. We demand the immediate release of Dr. Aya Nakamura." "Cooper, it's me." Aya called out. "I'm safe." "Aya, thank God." Sarah's voice joined in. "We're coming to get you." "Wait," Aya said suddenly. "Don't attack. There's more happening here than you understand." As Aya explained the situation to her crewmates, she felt torn between two worlds. The life she'd known, the people who had searched for her, and this new existence with the Araxians, with Rena. Looking at the commander, now Aya recognized the emotion she'd been trying to deny since their minds had touched. That night, Aya met with Cooper and Sarah in a neutral chamber. The reunion was emotional but tense, as Aya tried to explain everything she'd learned. "You can't seriously be considering staying," Cooper argued. "They kidnapped you. It's more complicated than that." Aya replied. "They're dying, Cooper. Their entire species, and I can help." "What about Dr. Chen?" Sarah asked. "Is he here willingly?" "I am," Dr. Chen said, entering the chamber, "and I've never regretted my decision." Her friends reluctantly prepared to return to Earth, promising to relay Aya's situation to their superiors. Aya sought out Commander Rena. She found her in the sacred garden beneath a canopy of luminescent plants. "Your friends are leaving," Rena observed. "But you remain." "I haven't decided yet," Aya admitted. Rena stepped closer. "What does your heart tell you, Aya Nakamura?" Looking into those star-filled eyes, Aya finally acknowledged the truth. The bond between them had already begun forming. Drawing a deep breath, she reached for Rena's hand. The cosmic bond. The diplomatic chamber was prepared for the historic occasion. Representatives from Earth sat on one side with Araxian leaders on the other. In the center stood Aya and Commander Rena. Their hands joined. 6 months had passed since Aya had chosen to stay. The initial treaty had been difficult to negotiate. Earth authorities had been suspicious of the Araxians' intentions, but Aya had served as mediator, bridging the gap between. "The species today marks the beginning of a new chapter for both our peoples," Aya addressed the assembly. "The galactic alliance between Earth and Araxia will allow for scientific exchange, cultural understanding, and mutual assistance." Dr. Chen presented the final research. The genetic therapy developed through Commander Rena and Dr. Nakamura's bond has already shown promising results in the youngest Araxians. The first children born since treatment began show no signs of the void sickness. Kai stepped forward carrying a ceremonial vessel. The bonding of our peoples, like the bonding of individuals, will make us stronger together than we ever were apart. After the formal proceedings, Aya and Rena retreated to their private chambers. Now partially bonded, Aya's skin showed faint traces of purple along her arms, while Rena's star eyes had developed flecks of brown. "Did you ever imagine this outcome when you first brought me here?" Aya asked, tracing the silver patterns on Rena's arm. "I hoped," Rena admitted, "but I could not know if you would choose me. I was so angry at first." Aya smiled, determined to escape. "And now I understand what it means to be the destined one," Aya replied. "Not a captive, but a bridge between worlds." Rena drew her close, their foreheads touching in the Araxian gesture of intimacy. The prophecy spoke of salvation, but it did not mention love that was unexpected. "The best discoveries usually are," Aya whispered, as the twin suns set over the sanctuary. Aya thought of the journey that had brought her here, from captive to ambassador, from reluctant savior to willing partner. The bond between her and Rena pulsed with shared emotion, a connection that transcended species. In the gardens below, Araxian children played their laughter, a sound once rare in the sanctuary. The future stretched before them, filled with possibility, as two civilizations learned to grow together among the stars.